Bienvenidos a todos. Están escuchando el podcast de los huevos con Weenies. Like new soundboard, dude?
I do. I can't wait to see what other sounds we could. Is it like a download or is it like a?
It's an app, and I gotta download the sounds myself. I only have the Mexican horn on there. You know, the one that you hear on the radio shows and shit.
Classic.
Or I think it's called a DJ horn or something.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
I mean, if you're out in the club, that actually does get you pretty hyped.
When you hear that horn?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it does. I love it when fucking DJs incorporate that sound into their music.
You want to like stomp the floors and shit.
Yeah, I do those zapateazos.
Oh,
Fucking all that.
it really
stomping.
calls to my Mexican side.
Hell yeah, even though I don't know how to do it, but you know, I gotta learn. There's a bunch of shit I gotta learn.
I want to take some dancing classes.
I would not with you, obviously, but I would be down to do that. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine?
Like two dudes who go into, hello everybody, we're gonna be learning salsa, and I'm there with you, and it's like
Or something like and I guess they have like different lessons every day of the week, and then one of them's like a slow dance one.
yeah,
I'd probably sit out.
I would too, yeah.
Unless we could rotate partners and stuff.
Yeah, if I could be like, you know, paired up with a chick, that'd be great. But if it was like bring your own partner kind of situation, I mean, obviously, you know, I don't have anybody to bring, but you know, I want to bring you.
But yeah, that would be really cool. But you know, Gabby has a thing with dancing. She doesn't like dancing.
She doesn't like dancing?
Nope. I mean, when she gets, you know, pretty lifted, you know, having a drink or two, then maybe.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I've never seen you or your wife dance together.
We've danced.
Yeah.
At I think it was Frankie's dad's party.
Okay.
At his house. It was like 2014 maybe.
That long ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Gabby were drinking like whiskey the whole night, and then there was a point in time where we were like in the fucking dance floor.
Yeah. Nice.
That never happens.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I would, but not with Gabby.
Yeah, she just doesn't like it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's why I gotta learn, because you know, I'm out here dating all these Latinas, and they love to dance.
Dancing is sexy.
It definitely is.
It's a nice skill. Like imagine busting out like your dancing skills. It kind of adds to your points if you're out dating, for sure. Like, this guy's sophisticated. He could do everything.
Because like I've mentioned this before, but like if you're gonna, like, pro tip out there for all you single dudes who can't get girls, this is kind of sexist, but you know what? Fuck it. Women don't like to be bored. They like to be entertained. They like to have a good time. That's
not
fine.
Even sexist.
Well, I'm just making it's a general statement about women, which can be perceived as sexist.
Yeah.
So,
and this goes down to earlier discussions we've had, is that a lot of nice guys, they say, why do all the women or females like bad dudes who treat them like shit?
Because they're fun.
Yep. And that's exactly what it is.
It's kind of like if you were to reverse that argument, like why do guys go for crazy chicks? It's because they're fun. They're not good, but they're just fun. You know what I mean?
But it's a little stronger, I think, with the females. That there has to be a sense of adventure in a guy. Whereas a guy, I could kind of picture them wanting to be with a nice girl, right? Because with girls, they kind of require you to be funny and shit, right?
Yeah, like I've always said that. One, that kind of falls into what I just said. Like girls, they don't like to be bored. They like to be entertained.
Exactly.
Girls love dancing. I don't know why. They just do.
Certain types of girls.
Certain types of
girls.
Latinas,
for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Latinas. All right, this is for Latinas
Black girls,
specifically.
they like dancing, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
But Asian girls, probably not. I mean, there's some.
They like to go to raves. Like to dance at raves.
Yeah, they
There's
do
shitload
that.
of Asian girls at raves.
But in terms of like really dancing like with a partner, like those rave shits, it's cool. But it's a lot of solo. It's a lot of solo.
You don't dance
stuff.
with a partner at raves. It's kind of weird. You're just there, just all facing the stage, dancing to yourselves.
And that's even. It might be. Well, there's pros and cons to both. But what I like about the rave one is that you don't even need a partner. If you're at home, you got no one to dance with, you could still fucking bust out all your rave moves for sure.
Yeah. Since you're on that topic, we'll circle back to this women conversation.
It all links
But
together.
one thing I love about going to raves is that you could be shit at dancing and nobody will care because nobody's looking at you. You know, it's one of the places where you can legit express yourself to the fullest extent.
You could be dying on the ground. People will walk over you. It's great.
They definitely would. Because if you're dying on the ground, you'll think to yourself, or at least everybody else will, like somebody else will handle it.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody else will handle it.
Yeah.
Medical's coming. He's fine.
Yeah. And that's why you got to bring a friend or two.
Yeah.
They're the ones who should, if you need help, they're the ones who are gonna get you that water that you need before you dehydrate and die.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Which is the sad part of back in I would say probably like 2013 to 2015. There was a couple years at EDC where there was like a shitload of dehydration cases happening at EDC. And thankfully, the company that runs EDC actually did something about it, and they started offering free water to everyone. When you went in 2011, did they offer free water?
Yeah,
they did.
Threw it like from the front stage.
Okay.
It wasn't a guarantee that you
in
get
that
it.
extent. Okay.
But it's
they would throw water bottles to the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and there was a lot of water bottles.
Yeah. So.
But it wasn't a guarantee like, oh, you're going to get one. But a lot of people, like, if they saw that you wanted one, they'll just hook you up if they caught one. And...
Okay. Yeah. So, since then, they actually have dedicated free water stations. Yeah. So people typically take a water pack.
Camel pack?
Or, a Camelback. And, you could fill it up, the whole thing up with water. They don't have, like, a limitation of how much water you can get. So after they did that, a bunch of dehydration cases went down. Like, I think the last time I went back in 2017, I would say, there was one dehydration case where the chick ended up dying.
Well, she probably didn't drink water.
Yeah, so that was the weird thing, because one, she didn't die of dehydration.
What?
It came out in her autopsy that she had like 3 different drugs in her system.
That'll do it.
And the father was trying to blame the event for not offering free water, but they obviously do.
It's understandable. Like, you need someone to blame.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, probably if I had a kid, I say a kid, but they're older, die at these events, I would probably want to blame someone. It's pretty normal to want to have someone to blame.
Yeah.
But
so that kind of threw me off, but it reminded me of I legit today just saw on Instagram from the Foo community, I think. They posted about this kid who died doing a TikTok challenge.
Oh my god.
For some reason, I didn't even know this was a fucking thing, but on TikTok there was this challenge going around called the Blackout Challenge.
Oh fuck no.
Where you
have to hold your breath,
get a shoelace.
Oh fuck!
And you choke yourself and see how long you can hold your breath for.
That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
And this kid ended up dying from it. Yeah.
That is dumb.
It's very unfortunate. And when shit like that happens, I read the comments of the Foo community, just see what other people say, and it's always just negative shit.
The Foo community likes to dog on each other.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hate in the comments, which I don't really like.
Yeah.
I mean, because like one guy's argument was, the parents should have been monitoring what their children are watching. And that's not like really realistic. You can't monitor. I mean, I guess you could to an extent.
Kids are always going to get around it.
Yeah, they're always going to find a different way to look shit up.
Like, don't you remember when you were a fucking kid?
Bro, when I was a kid, I was lucky enough to be, to grow up during the computer age. This was like 2000 to 2005 when computers were starting to blow up in homes. I was watching porn like all the time.
Back when there was only one family PC in the house.
Yeah, dude. I had to like fucking double check, make sure that there was no lock on the door behind me. So I always had my finger ready on that X button to close out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, like
have you almost been caught like with that? One time it was the family PC at my house was in my room at the time, Stockton House,
I remember.
upstairs. And then one time I was actually, it was dial-up internet, so it took forever for the images to load.
Hell yeah.
And then my mom just walks in, and I'm just trying to click out, but luckily she never turned on my screen. But I was able to hit that little X, and then, she was trying to talk to me, and I'm like right here, like,
I'm sweating. Like, why are you sweating? Like, I was just working out.
It's like that adrenaline just hits at that point. It's like you can't figure out what to do at that point.
Exactly, man. Which I mean, you're lucky your computer was at least like right next to the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But mine was like right in front of the door.
Yeah.
And apparently, yeah, I did get caught one time, but it wasn't by my grandparents. It was by one of our tios.
Oh shit.
That's what he says, but I don't remember it happening.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe I was too young.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so circling back to the Latinas thing. Pro tip. Again, just to reiterate. Latinos don't like to be bored. They love to dance. And you have to dress nice. You don't have to be the best looking. You don't. That's a lie.
right.
Anybody who tells you that these chicks want a fucking 6'2", good-looking guy with fucking six-pack abs
That's
is
a
lying.
fucking lie.
It's stupid. You just have to dress good, all right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be with a fucking bum. And yeah, point made.
The humor. You have to have humor.
Oh, of course, bro. What kind of woman doesn't love to laugh?
Yeah.
You can make a woman laugh.
Yeah.
You can get her in the sack pretty fast.
It's like every guy has to be some sort of comedian to some extent. You have to learn the basics.
Exactly.
At least get a giggle. But imagine being so dry you can't. Or what's worse, someone who doesn't have humor, who doesn't, ever try to crack a joke, or someone who tries cracking a joke and then it always flies over someone's head. That type of person is kind of annoying to me because sometimes they're
Ooh.
out there, I see them, and it annoys me.
Yeah, that's a hard pick
Yeah.
between the two. I mean, they're both bad,
Yeah.
but I would probably hang out with the person that never tried to crack a joke. Was
I'm
always
thinking so.
serious. Like if they laughed at the shit that I was saying, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But if
But if you can't laugh with them and they're trying to crack jokes,
yeah, if they're trying to crack jokes at me and it's kind of like, bro, why are you even
Stupid
talking
jokes,
about that? Yeah,
cringy
shit like
jokes.
that guy I don't want to hang out with.
yeah. Or in
Uh,
school, I've seen that a lot too.
Yeah. So it's not just a general or that what you just said doesn't specifically have to do with women. It's more of a general sense. People don't like to hang out with somebody who's boring. So it kind of
Right.
works both ways. Like if anything, if you can't follow those 3 rules that I told you, right? Let's reiterate. Women don't like to be bored. They love to dance, and you have to dress good. Then you at least have to be somebody that people genuinely want to be around.
Yeah.
That's how you work on your personality.
Yeah. And it's so hard to see when you don't have, well, you might have like one of these things out of the 3 or 4, and then it's kind of frustrating.
Like, dude, like even with dudes, like you could hang out with a chick who's hot, but if she's boring, you're kind of like, man, this isn't even fucking worth
Yeah.
it. Like, I'm just.
But you're
gonna fucking
saying
go
that
home.
also because you're a little biased. You like the crazier chicks too. I think there's a lot of guys who like just non-funny girls too.
Why you gotta call me on the podcast like this, huh?
We're keeping it real
All
here.
right, so I have a track record of fucking, whatever.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, okay. No, hold on. Let me spin this. All right. I have a certain type, right? Everybody does.
Right.
And if that type for you just happens to be a crazy person, well, then you don't go and date crazy people.
The only
And
thing that scares me is you might get stabbed. Like, should I worry about you?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you need to worry about me. At least not
Alright.
yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm still out there, you know.
There are safe waves that we've actually kept you safe. We had one time, you could just edit this out if you don't want me to say it on the podcast, but
Okay.
I had you on my maps, so in case you stop communicating with me, then
Oh, yeah.
because you went to some sketchy areas.
Yeah, I went to some area out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
So that's a pro tip. If you have a friend and you're concerned about them, get them on Google Maps and then just share each other's location for
keep
that
sharing your location.
period of time, like an
Yeah.
hour or two, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be better because if something happens and this motherfucker's like in a shady ass neighborhood, then he's gone.
You gotta tell my mom something, you know. You can't just say like, "Well, he just disappeared."
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, there's a lot of So good luck on that. Good luck on that.
yeah, thanks. I'll let you know if it ever gets too
You
crazy
should
for
sell
me.
some masterclass courses on
How to pick up women.
Yeah, those 4 things that you mentioned.
Yeah, specifically those 4 things. Be the only masterclass I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, all this talk about how to pick up women and all this, it's bullshit. Here's all you need to know.
Yeah.
And it'll be all courses made specifically for how to date Latino women.
Oh shit. See, that's where you make a lot of money, is getting that niche. Something that a lot of people don't do. Or I mean, the niche is something that not a lot of people do. But there is a lot of people who have master classes.
True.
So the more unique your shit is, the better.
The better. Okay.
So if you had a course titled that, I bet you it would hit.
Yeah, but I don't think I could ever be that guy, you know? The fucking pickup artist guy. I see like TikToks of those guys, and it's all just bullshit, man. Like, I feel sorry for the people that they're targeting, because you know they're vulnerable. These are for dudes that don't go on much dates or don't have any luck getting girlfriends, or probably have never even had sex before, which is, you know, sucks for them. But
yeah,
there's a reason why you've never had sex before. It's probably because you're a person that people don't want to have sex with. You know what I mean?
Some people have social anxiety.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, what exactly is social anxiety? I mean,
you get just nervous,
you
don't know what to
like
do.
Being in big crowds. Wow.
It's not that you don't like it because you're not used to it. So you're a little bit scared.
Yeah.
You're nervous. And then what happens when you have those 2 things? You just end up fucking up.
Maybe I'm a little biased because I've had social anxiety before, and then I got over it because I started going to raves where, you know, I mean, it's a huge crowd right off the bat.
Helps.
And yeah, it definitely helped. But I don't know. I might get a little flack for this, but when people say they just can't do shit because of their anxiety, I'm not really sure I believe them, to be honest. Because, like, we all have anxiety. Shit happens in our lives, and then we get anxious. Like, it's a natural thing to get anxiety.
It is a natural human signal, but I'm guessing some people feel it more than others.
Okay.
I don't know if it's at a DNA level or anything,
okay.
or maybe it's more of like how you were nurtured growing up, and then you know, certain situations that you're in, or the lack thereof of situations that makes you feel confident in being in crowds.
If anybody out there with anxiety wants to tell me to shut the fuck up and explain to me why you have anxiety, because I don't understand, hit me up on Instagram _JTheCreator.
Yeah. Or you could yell at them all you want on BitChute, because a lot of people like calling us Mexicans over there.
Yeah, that's where all the racists are.
I listened to the fucking podcast where you were talking shit about them. Like, I was laughing like one of the hardest I've ever laughed. Like, you were really
going at it.
Yeah, you were like looking in the camera. You were just dedicated.
Yeah, dude,
you were just talking shit like, no, fuck you.
Yeah. Call
you
me a Mexican.
BitChute fucks. And then just watching it on BitChute, that was just one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude, you gotta let the racists know, you know? You can call me Mexican all you want, but you know what? I'm gonna talk some shit back.
Yeah.
I gotta let these white people bother me.
Sadly, they end up clearing some of the comments when they talk shit.
Yeah, because our the Mexicans and retard comments, those got taken down.
Yeah.
BitChute. It was like right when they did their cleanup.
Oh yeah, right when what was it? Parler was shut down.
Because because they were using Parler for a lot of right-wing propaganda.
Yeah. So BitChute was like, "Oh shit, got to clean up the place."
Yeah. You know, that actually reminds me. I saw there was like a news article that came out that supposedly Donald Trump, our ex-president, is going to be starting his own social media right?
What?
Yeah, so that all the fucking
Sounds like a rumor, right?
right winged extremists and Republicans can go and voice their
Sounds
opinions
like a
on how
liability.
this nation is going to shit. And I started thinking, at that point, isn't doesn't like the FBI need to get involved? Because if there is one dedicated social media that is kind of like brainwashing the people of this country, doesn't like the FBI or like the government need to get involved at that point?
They already do.
Because like if they took, I mean, there was a reason why they took Mark Zuckerberg to court,
Yeah.
because his data collection and his data selling. But when, like, let's say he does the app and it caused even more riots,
He'll
who
be
who
liable.
punishes him at that point? The government?
Yeah,
Okay.
they would.
Okay.
But he is a billionaire. So when's the last time you've seen a billionaire go to jail? If anything, it'll be a fine. But yeah, that sounds like an extreme liability. But that's it's the FBI is already, and the CIA and all these intelligence communities, they're already in social media. Like,
okay.
especially if you saw those Edward Snowden leaks from back in the day.
Yeah.
There's basically things called gag orders where the government could extract any data they want from any U.S. company or
Yeah.
company that's in the U.S. Even if you're a European company, but like actually have a spot here in the U.S., then you fall under gag order laws. So if they want information,
They can get
then
it.
they could get it. Not only that, but the company's not allowed to say anything about it. So if they were being questioned by like the media or anything, or they're basically just supposed to shut up, like
Okay.
don't say anything about
Yeah.
it. So that's the gag order laws.
That's
But I'm sure there's
interesting.
back doors as well, especially with Google. They
Do you-
probably have a back door for these intelligence communities to
Okay.
extract data.
Wasn't there an issue with Apple not giving access to the FBI or something
Yeah.
for their shit?
Props to Apple on that one. But it's
Yeah.
just due to the encryption. And Apple wasn't actually, giving them any help with that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the good things about Apple is that they're really huge on privacy.
Yeah, I noticed that because even with their new app updates, they give you the option if you want the app to collect your data.
That's
And
nice.
they're really cracking down on it, which I'm really happy about because sometimes I'll like download games that I see in ads just to try them out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not comfortable giving those games my information like that.
Right.
So now it asks every time. And Apple said in an article that any new app must have that option. And
Gotcha.
if it doesn't, well then you don't get to be on the App Store.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Like Google does it to an extent. They actually have a spot like in any of the apps that you would go into. There's a kind of like a privacy or permissions list where it says what the app will ask for basically. But I've seen the Apple one. It's like front and center, which is awesome. Google doesn't
Yeah.
do that.
You gotta
But
go looking for it.
one of the the latest updates with Google is you download an app and then you could see the permissions even if you don't. You install it and then you launch the app and then it has like if the app says if the app needs your GPS location, it'll pop up. The Android notification comes up and it says, give GPS location, and then there's like three choices. No, and then there's yes, and then there's only while I'm using the app. So apps don't have access to your GPS location while outside of the app. So
Yeah, Apple does that too.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
So, the more choices that we get, the better. But Apple is hands down way, way better at privacy than Google. Google's a shit fest.
I want to circle back to the Edward Snowden thing. Do you know any good books about him? Because this is a little embarrassing to admit, but I know very little about him. I know he was like a whistleblower of some kind. And he worked for the government for a period of time, and that's why the government's out to get him because he released all this information. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, he was a contractor who worked at a U.S. facility. So
Okay.
it was like when we were working for Google while being under our company.
Okay.
So that's what he was. He was just a contractor, which the U.S. has a lot of, like the actual CIA and FBI. They have a
Yeah.
lot of contractors.
Yeah.
They get paid a lot too. But
Oh
yeah,
hell yeah.
he basically didn't like what he saw, and then he was able to get, I think he got information on a USB, and since then they've locked their PCs down there from any USB use at all. So even if you try to insert a USB, nothing will happen. If anything, it'll alert them that you tried doing that.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay. And then after that, he fled the country. Is
yeah.
that correct?
And the shady part about the US is that it doesn't matter it doesn't matter whether you had good intentions or not, but you're not supposed to snitch on the US at all. You can't say anything. Otherwise they get you for treason.
That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah. And everyone could agree at this point that what Edward Snowden was actually a good thing. He let us know what was going on, and that's all the stuff that,
Wiretapping our phones.
yeah. And people were calling Alex Jones crazy before that point, saying, "Look, that doesn't exist. There's no way, Google actually has basically negotiations with the US to create backdoors, things like that." But yeah, there was official documents leaked on WikiLeaks,
Yeah.
and that's why the US wants to get him. But Edward Snowden, I'm sure he had a lot of coordination with people outside of the US because they got him out of there
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Shit, he's probably somewhere in Europe living it
Yeah.
up right now.
There are some good documentaries on what happened, so I would recommend those. And I honestly would just type in, Edward Snowden documentary, and it'd probably be like one of the first ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
See what,
And it's really good. It kind of goes through the whole process, even live while it's happening.
Yeah. Shit like that, it's definitely scary and worrying, but no matter what, I mean, that's what we're going into.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is that, our phones, as good as they are, whether we like it or not, they track our every movement, right?
Yep.
That's why a bunch of people who went to the fucking Capitol got arrested because they had their phones on them.
Stupid.
I know. Like, especially with the older generation who's not that tech savvy, they see a notification pop up on their phones. Like, do you want, Google to, know your location? They'll hit the first one, and the first one is, just yes.
Yeah.
And then it starts tracking
That
you all the
bothers me.
time. Yeah, yeah. So, not only with our phones being able to track us, I mean, we knowingly give information to these companies like Facebook, for example. During the early days, you were able to, just post what you're doing. You could let people know what restaurant you're at very
that was
minute.
pretty big back then.
And yeah, so I mean, there's nothing you could do about it now. Facebook already has that information. They probably sold it already. But what you can do is, from this point forward, is take control of exactly what you post and what you're just be mindful of, what you're posting on the internet. But sorry, got a little sidetracked.
No,
The
it's
other
perfect.
thing I was gonna say is that facial recognition, it's getting there, it's getting bigger, and right now it's at a very there's like a fine line with facial recognition, right? Because there was that company in San Francisco, I think I mentioned it on a podcast, one of our earlier podcasts, that they were just recording people's faces that would just walk in the street. So what they were doing wasn't illegal because there were no laws against it yet.
Yeah.
Now they've cracked down on it a bit, but it's kind of opened back up because I recently saw that Amazon has its own store, and there's no cashiers,
Like a grocery type store.
Yeah, so you just go in there, a camera scans your face, and then I think you have to, they have like a little card or something that you just scan, and then whatever you grab just automatically gets charged to your account. So with shit like that moving forward, Amazon is still a company. It's its own entity. They can do whatever they want with your information because you knowingly gave it to them. Yeah. It's kind of like I remember that face app, that popular ass face app that everybody was doing to make themselves old.
Oh yeah, that was
Not too
a
long ago. Yeah, it was a
Russian company.
Russian company that made that, and they stole everybody's faces. Who knows what the fuck they're doing with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god,
But
they
it's
must
just
have a ton of data.
millions of faces they must have.
Although they did have an option on there, you can't believe them, but on there it says it gave you the option to delete your data from their servers.
Okay.
But don't know, we can't really see if they did or not, and
Yeah, of course.
we can't force them to.
It could be a dummy button for all we
Yeah,
know.
the U.S. can't even force them.
Yeah, it's Russia.
Yeah, but that's the trade-off because they're tracking everything and they're monitoring everything. It's just getting more awesome in terms of convenience, in terms of how easy everything is, in terms of how basically how I don't even know how to describe this, but just your everyday life when you're on Google trying to search something and it's just like it knew what you were about to type. It's so easy. You're typing something, trying to find something,
yeah.
Google already knows.
Or dude, putting your credit card on your phone.
Yeah.
Like Apple has that information.
Yeah.
They have your credit card number.
Just anything like that. It comes with a trade-off because how they built that product was them monitoring you and getting your data, and then that's how they built these apps. So, and then the sucky part about it is if you deny any of their permissions, then you can't even use it. It's in their terms and conditions. So it's if you denied everything, you wouldn't be able to use shit.
Can't even use So like, and even with an iPhone, you need to have an account, a specific iCloud account
Oh my God.
to use the phone.
Or
You know what I mean?
like how Facebook, how they own Oculus now. No.
Oh yeah.
No, is it Oculus? Yeah, I think it's Oculus.
They've owned it for a while, but they recently did something with the Oculus Rift that is fucking stupid.
Exactly. Even if you bought the Oculus way back when, apparently after a certain date, you're going to be required to have a Facebook account in order to use it.
And the scary thing about that is that, you think to yourself, oh, okay, I just got to make a Facebook account. That's fine. I'll just, never post anything on there.
Yeah.
They're using the fucking Oculus Rift that you're using, all your movements and shit. They're collecting that data. How often do you use it? How long in certain days do you use it for? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Stuff like that. It may not seem important to people, but when it's just raw data that they're collecting like that, it's like, what the fuck are they even doing with it?
And let's just say I created a Facebook account on my computer here. Facebook actually follows you outside of Facebook. So even if you exit out of the tab, they're still tracking you. So there's like tracking,
seeing what other websites you
and
go
then there's
to.
cookies that actually follow you from place to place. But one of the cool things about that browser I was telling you about, Brave, they actually have unique fingerprinting, basically, or browser filter. Fingerprinting.
Oh, browser fingerprinting.
Yeah. So let's say you close out of your browser and then relaunch it. It has like a new fingerprint, basically.
Oh, okay.
So it, depending on Facebook's resources and how far they want to dig, I'm sure they could still find who you are.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be just a little bit harder to do that. And if anything, it'll be giving them like false data because you're not two people, you're one person. So it's just going to give them just false data. So that's one of the good things I've seen. Also on Firefox, they actually are aware of Facebook doing that. So they actually have containers, like Facebook containers, that'll isolate Facebook into its own little container so it can't and this all happens like in the back end on your computer.
Okay.
So if you move from site to site, you could even have Facebook open and go to another site, but Facebook just is locked down to this little square, basically.
Okay.
But Facebook is also, they're an ad company, just like how there's Google Sense, how they have trackers everywhere. So you might not even be on a Google site, but they could still track you because there's Google code in the website. But Facebook is similar. They're an ad agency as well to an extent. So they'll be able to track you there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's getting scary.
Definitely getting scary, but I mean the trade-off is that, Whether we like it or not, we're moving towards the future, and this is what the future is. I've always
Mhm.
said, like, the one who's going to survive is the one that's most willing to adapt.
Ooh,
So
that was
you either
nice.
get on board or you die. Not in the literal sense, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Your privacy is just, I guess, so predictable at that point if they know everything.
Yeah. So
So just be aware of it, and also I think that's just the gist of it. Because if you still continue to have your habits basically on how you browse the internet and use your apps, then at least you know and you're willingly accepting these things.
yeah.
But
Um,
being aware of it, you still have some ability to kind of regain your privacy back.
yeah, and I want to make it a point. I'm not trying to scare anybody into not using social media. Social media is great. It's
Yeah.
cool, Just post pictures, let everybody know what kind of ramen you're eating. It's dope.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. But just be mindful of other shit that the companies
Yeah.
might be able to track.
I wish they had laws that prevented these companies from selling your data. I hate how they make money off of us. I wish it was an opt-in type of thing where
Yeah.
they would be forced to ask us if we want to be tracked or not. And this goes everywhere. Like no matter what website I go to, what app I'm using, I wish that was an option.
I think Facebook is actually having a fight with Apple on that because Apple is giving people the option if they want Facebook to track them or not.
Man,
Yeah.
good guy Apple.
Even after fucking going to court about data mining, they still continue to do it. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg, you stupid fuck.
I think he's an alien dude.
Hope some chick in college fucked you and then never called you again. That's the worst, man.
Yeah. There was a documentary. It wasn't what's that latest social media one? That went pretty viral on Netflix. What is it called?
Latest social media?
Social, man, I'm forgetting it.
Is that an app?
No, it's a documentary that was on Netflix. It was about privacy basically and what these companies do, things like that. But anyways, it's not that. But there was a documentary that had Mark Zuckerberg in there, and they actually went up to his house. They were like the cameraman.
I think I've seen that video before.
They
I
were
haven't seen the
following
documentary,
him.
but I've seen the video.
And then he didn't want cameras on him.
Yeah, what a fucking asshole.
But yet he's all big into, following us everywhere.
And then, shit, are we even allowed to say this? But there may or may not have been a time where we worked at Facebook, not agreeing that we did.
We did or did not.
We did or did not, may or may not have worked at Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Zuckerberg had an office specifically for him,
where everyone could see him
out in the open. And then I would say not number one rule, but it was a pretty big rule that you couldn't take photos of him.
Yeah, it said it did or didn't say don't take pictures of the zoo animals or something like that.
Yeah, as a joke, but
yeah,
we all know what that means.
For real.
We all know what that means. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the fucked up part, because he's fucking begging people to do that shit.
I know.
It's like, please, more data.
He did or didn't have like the biggest computer screen ever as well.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like a fucking, let's say like an 85-inch fucking TV in there. Jesus.
Yep.
Must have been pretty awesome.
Yeah. But damn, I wonder if he's warped from reality at this point. He has billions of dollars.
You have to be.
There's no way you could be normal at that point.
Fuck no, he can't.
Yeah.
You imagine Mark Zuckerberg stepping down as CEO? What the hell is he gonna do?
I don't know.
He doesn't even have any side projects going on. It's just all Facebook. I think there was
rumors of him becoming a politician.
What?
Yeah, he was gonna be big into privacy laws.
That fucking guy?
I don't know.
The guy who's fucking ruining privacy laws?
I just made that part up.
Oh, okay.
But that would be fucking funny.
Like, imagine, he comes out with his
fighting for privacy.
His Congress. He's running for Congress. He's like, I'm gonna be fighting for your privacy laws.
What may work is actually him spinning it, saying, Yes, I was while I was working at Facebook, working on the project as a whole, the company, I had the realization that what we were doing wasn't me. So I took a step back, reevaluated, and wanted to make change at a greater scale. Because I have that experience, I feel that society would benefit from my knowledge, and I will do my damnness to keep everyone safe from these ad tracking companies trying to steal your data.
You know what's so upsetting about what you just said?
What?
It sounds like that would actually work on
Yes,
people.
I know.
And they wouldn't realize that the key word in that speech was step back.
Yeah.
Bro, you take a step back and work on your own company, not step back and then run for senator. You know what I mean?
It's how you say things. It's beautiful.
Fucking A.
I learned that type of thing like when I was hustling credit cards at retail stores.
Yeah.
And insurance as well. If you were buying a fucking Wii or a fucking a DS, then I had the responsibility of getting warranties for these devices and also try to sell them a credit card. And then when that's your bread and butter, when if you don't have those things,
Yeah.
then you won't have a job. Then you
Yeah.
learn how to do these things. And I wanted a job, so I got a little better at that. And it was kind of fucked up because there was lots of, moms or dads who try to buy who did buy a DS for their kid. And while they were buying it, I was like, I said something like, oh, so I would also recommend getting the warranty, and just say it very nonchalant. And then because these things, I've seen so many people try to return these things because it's so portable, it's prone to, falling on the ground. The kid drops it and you're left with a brand new device that you can't do anything with. So that's why I would recommend the warranty, and pretty it's really cool because you could just come back once it's broken and then we'll just swap it out, and then, you'll have a new DS.
Was that part true? That you
No,
guys just swapped
no,
it
it
out?
wasn't.
Oh, fuck.
So they came back,
Fuck.
different people. There was many
Yeah,
people,
Yeah.
and it wasn't just my tactic. But they would come back. Mom would come back with, her kid, and then the game or the DS is in the box. Then she's like already picking a color, like, and then I just have to say, oh, actually, on the brochure it says you have to call this number, and then you'll coordinate with them on getting a new device.
Oh,
So yeah,
bunch of angry parents.
yeah.
Fuck.
But
Yeah, dude.
that store didn't care. That store just wanted the warranties, and I don't. They must have been aware because all the complaints. But this company, well, fuck it. Toys R Us, they don't exist. Toys R Us didn't care.
Yeah, and I highly doubt you'll ever go work for Toys R Us again. So what the fuck are they gonna do?
Yeah. But shit, if this video gets 1,000 views again and people hear that,
Hear you talking shit about
Toys
Toys
R
R
Us
Us?
will-
Fuck.
what are they? They'll come back from the grave,
I heard they're
try to
trying.
sue me.
Yeah, I heard they're trying to make a comeback. They're opening stores again.
They should make an online store. That would be great.
That would be fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would actually browse a Toys R Us website specific. If it was a store just specific to just being a website and doing it well and having some really cool shit. 'Cause
Yeah.
Toys R Us did have some really cool figurines. I don't know if you've seen like the Call of Duty ones where I think the company that makes them is called like Neko or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're like $80 figures.
Oh,
but they're really detailed and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
And they're more like statues almost because they just sit
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Can't do anything with it. But if they had a store like that, as an option where you could, get a whole bunch of cool shit like that,
Yeah.
then I would definitely browse.
Yeah. Like it's kind of weird to throw his name out there, but you know Ty Lopez,
I look
the fucking the here in my garage guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking of
Lamborghini.
Mario Lopez.
No, not that guy. But Ty Lopez, he recently bought 3 companies. One was a furniture place. Another was Radio Shack, and it was like one other one. and he was talking about how these old companies need to move online in order to thrive in this online market.
Yes.
Now, so more than ever because of the pandemic, like everything's online now. Ordering food from a restaurant, which I mean you could do before, but not many were doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially with something like Radio Shack.
That's what I was gonna say.
Radio Shack back in the day, that was like the go-to place where you anything electronic you would go to Radio Shack.
It was a Best Buy, but a little one.
Yeah, and they had
Best Buy even existed.
actual computer or components and wires and shit like that.
Batteries, everything.
Yeah. So I think they're trying to move online. Surprisingly, not over here in California because who the fuck goes to Radio Shack anymore. But in like the Midwest, East Coast, they still have a lot of them.
Nice.
It still makes money apparently, from what he said.
Yeah, are they still? So they're still like a shop. Can you find Radio Shacks? I haven't seen one in years.
Yeah, probably not here on the West Coast, but we could probably find one in Midwest.
Because when I did go to one like 10 years ago, there was they made all their money on just selling phones. Basically through like Verizon or AT&T, because I remember I think I bought my phone there at Radio Shack, and they were trying to sell me like a Verizon phone or a T-Mobile phone.
Yeah.
But I went with like the Boost plan, and they were like really not cool about it because they get money from signing you up to like a 1-year service or contract.
Gotcha.
When contracts were still pretty big.
Yeah, and Boost was
like,
their stick was no contract.
Yeah. I'll just get the Boost. Thanks, man.
That's what was great about it. I mean, Boost is still pretty good now. I would get Boost if
there's nothing wrong with them.
No, and even better because Boost they merged with Sprint. Mm-hmm. So now if you have Boost, you also have the Sprint network.
Look at that. Buy one phone, get one free. iPhone 8, $50.
Oh shit, that's pretty good.
Pre-owned, but
still pretty good.
It's an iPhone 8.
Yeah,
they're not bad.
No.
So yeah, Boost. Everyone always makes fun of me because I still talk really high about, like, in high regard about Boost Mobile.
I had Boost Mobile for a long time, bro. I fucking love it. It was awesome. Paid $35. Mm-hmm. You got unlimited texting and calling.
Everything.
The data wasn't unlimited, but I mean, everywhere I went, I had Wi-Fi.
They're probably unlimited by now, don't you think? Like these days? I'm not sure.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know either,
but I know it works because I've had Gabby and I, when we were talking on the phone, when you barely get into a relationship, you talk on the phone all the time.
Yeah, when you woke me up at 3 a.m. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember once in your San Diego house. Me, you, and your brother, we were sleeping in the same room. I think you had family over or something.
Oh, okay.
And you were having these loud ass conversations with your girlfriend Gabby, now your wife. But fuck, man,
shit.
Just
it's hella funny.
Fucking rude as fuck. You were like full on laughing, like, and
that shit is annoying.
I was trying to fucking sleep, and then your brother got upset. He's like, "Man, fuck this. I'm gonna go sleep on the couch."
Yeah,
I should have went with him. To be honest, I don't know why I fucking stayed.
Everyone was always mad at me because I was just always on the phone. But Nando was the same way. He was talking to Melissa like for hours
all the time.
But my point,
she lived like an hour away.
Yeah, remember we would always fuck with Nando too. I think there was a time when little mini camcorders were like really popular.
I remember you had one, yeah.
Yeah, and then me and Chewy were actually always fucking with Nando when Melissa was over, and we would like record them, and Nando was like so annoyed. I think I still have some videos of that. I should bust them out of the vault.
Gotta find them.
But it's hilarious.
Show the group.
I know. But my point was that one night there was a time when we started like at 8 p.m. maybe even 7 p.m. and then we actually slept while on the phone.
Oh God, you were one of those fucking
cringy.
Couples.
And then
that's high school shit, bro. What were you, like 23?
I was. I think 22.
Yeah, todo enamorado. Oh shit, dude.
I was singing love songs, everything like that. I was writing love notes and shit.
Love poems.
Yeah, love poems. I would really write poems. Yeah,
I did too. I met it when I was like 16.
Yeah.
I wrote my girlfriend at the time poems and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
it
lame.
sounds like a good idea at the time.
At the time, yeah, you know, it's
It
young
shows
love.
that you're thinking about them.
Yeah, but now it's just gay as fuck.
I know. And I see some of my old Facebook messages when I would still write poems, and I'm
Oh,
like, fuck, it's still there.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's incredible. But back to my point,
Oh,
pretty hard to get to my point because there's so many
so
things
much
that need
good
to be
stuff happening.
mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
I woke up and then I looked at the call time, and it said I've been on the phone for 16 hours. And I was on Boost Mobile.
Jesus.
And it never dropped the
cut.
call.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yep. But I wonder if Gabby heard me snoring and shit while on that call.
Maybe.
So we would literally
ask
just
her.
drift off. But if you run into these couples that are just like fresh, they have a new relationship, it's
Yeah.
always really annoying just hearing them talk on the phone.
Of course.
And when you're on
dude.
the phone, it's like niggas get really comfortable. You're like sitting on top of the counter. You're on the fucking couch. You're like on top of the dresser. Just
Yeah, dude.
chilling
If I'm on the phone, I'm like walking
the bathroom
all
tub,
over my
just like-
house.
yeah. It's ridiculous what you do when you have a like a new relationship that you're really excited about.
I know, dude. That new love, that shit's annoying.
Yeah.
To me, at least.
It's a powerful chemical.
I guess.
Yeah. There's people that are addicted to that feeling of first being in love.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's love. It's just you just want to be with that person all the time and talk to that person all the time when you just started something. And
Okay, I guess in that
eventually
aspect, I can see.
you lose that. It's like an endorphin.
Yeah.
And then all you're left with is the relationship. And to some people, that's why they cheat as well. It's like they want to experience that feeling again.
Yeah.
Of just having something new and exciting. And yeah. Or some people can't even be by themselves. They always have to be in a relationship as well. So once they get done with one relationship, they
Just
feel
hop into
weird being
another one.
alone.
Yeah.
And then they just hop onto another relationship.
Weird to me, at least, because I love being alone.
It's nice.
Yeah, I got my
Yeah.
own space. If I want to walk around naked, I can.
Yep.
You know, I can play video games all day. Nobody's gonna tell me shit.
I know.
It does get in the way though, because you know sometimes I'm too comfortable being alone. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I would rather not see the person at all. So I just, you know, be like, oh yeah, next week. Yeah.
And then they're just wondering where the fuck you're at after like the 4th week of you saying, "Oh, I'm feeling kind of sick today. You know, I have the Rona, or I might have it, and I wouldn't want you to get sick."
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and I could barely talk because my voice is raspy. It hurts when I talk. So if we could just text, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
The A1 excuse right there.
Yeah. What could she say?
That's what you gotta do. You know, sometimes you gotta lie.
What's a little white
For
lie?
your sanity, you gotta lie.
You don't know if you have it or not. So
It's true. We're in
yeah,
a pandemic.
exactly. I
Wanna
mean,
meet up and put my tongue all up in your COVID mouth. No thanks.
yeah, like that's how you get Rona is by sticking your tongue up someone's butt. Don't do that. You might get the Rona.
Okay, maybe not that, but
Oh,
yeah.
sorry,
All right.
got carried away. But people are out there doing that. Stay away from buttholes. Some people can't stay away from the butthole.
Some people are into it. That's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're not into buttholes?
Fuck no, I'm not into buttholes.
What?
Shit's fucking gross.
Damn. Well, I guess there's always that one person.
Mm-mm.
What's the consensus of that amongst the cousins? Like, what would you say the percentage? I should actually make a poll. Do you guys,
Who likes having...
should I say it like eat ass? Or do you guys put tongues in buttholes?
If you say eat ass, a good majority of them are going to say yes.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about anal sex.
Oh,
It's a completely different thing.
okay.
So, I mean, you can like graze a butthole with your tongue. That could be fine. I don't know. I've never done it.
But you don't do that.
Fuck no, I don't do that. Dude, that's
Alright.
fucking disgusting. I got tongue on a butthole. Are you serious? Ugh. On a microscopic
shit.
level, this has been proven. On a microscopic level, there are traces of poop
Well,
on
yeah.
the butthole.
I'm sure there's traces of poop on the vagina.
Oh,
There has to be.
ew.
Yeah.
Some chick is getting shit in her vagina. I don't even want to have this conversation right now. This is how
Yeah.
disgusting it's getting.
Or think about this.
Something wrong with her.
If you're eating ass, just know that she's been sitting on toilet seats and you're over there licking some toilet seats.
Okay, you kind of. I wasn't thinking about it like that until you
That's
mentioned
how the
this.
fecal matter gets
Wow.
everywhere.
This is obviously a lengthy discussion we need to have with our primos.
I know.
I'll be sure to message them after this.
We're
'cause
gonna make some polls.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
We need to get to the bottom because it's something that's important.
We need to know whether or not our cousins are eating ass.
We need to know. But I know if I ask that question, one of them, you know who, goes into a lot of detail,
They do
which
a lot of
makes me not want to
unnecessary
ask the question.
and gross detail. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what his problem is, but he tells us stuff that nobody asks about
Yeah.
or nobody wants to see. Shows us things that nobody
In
wants to see.
detail. Like
Yeah.
he could be a fucking author. How he describes things.
Yeah.
You know how authors have this colorful commentary?
Of course.
Yeah.
Describing like
he
some
just
curtains.
describes his sex life like that.
Yeah. Imagine if you know what, fuck it. Imagine if he actually applied that fucking skill to some aspect of his life. You
He'd
know
be
what I
a
mean?
pro.
Probably be really good at something.
Yeah. Yeah. I doubt he's watching this far.
Sure.
Or I doubt he's even watching.
I doubt he even knows who we're talking about.
And if you are watching, let me know because I'll hook you up with some crypto
Sure.
for the reward of getting this far. But yeah. Fun.
Yeah, what time are we at right now?
We are at 56 minutes.
Okay. Got 4 minutes to kill.
Yeah. 4 minutes to kill.
Let's see.
Any new news with you?
So far, no. Very upsetting thing happened the other day. Some asshole came to my house wanting to use some ladder that was propped up on my balcony. It wasn't even mine. He asked me if he can use it. I
You
told
should
him
have pretended it was yours.
I told him that it wasn't even mine. And then he's like, "Oh, does it belong to downstairs?" I'm like, "No, it belongs to the apartment complex."
And he took it.
And then he's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna take it." I'm like, "Do what you want, man." You know? It's kind of like, bro, what the fuck? I was kind of like, just, man, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to fucking talk to any of my neighbors.
That's like a comedy skit, man. It's like, what does that have to do with me?
Yeah, and why are you telling me? It's like, dude, I don't care. Do what you want.
Like if someone knocks on my door and then he mentions like a rock that's outside, and he's like, can I borrow that rock? And you're like, well, it's not even my rock. And then he says, well, whose rock is it? Is it that person's rock? I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I'm going to take that rock. And then I'm just left like, what the fuck, dude? Just take the fucking rock.
Honestly, it felt like I was being set up. You know what I mean? Like he would have got caught and he would have been like, oh, that guy told me that I could take it. And I was like, dude.
You have some funny shit happening over there.
Man, I'm starting to hate living in this apartment complex. I moved to an apartment complex to not be bothered, and all that's been happening is me being bothered by people that I don't want to talk to.
Yeah, they
fucking
just try
junkies coming to my house and shit.
Oh yeah, at what time? Like 3 in the morning, 1 in the morning,
2 in the morning, and then another one was like in the afternoon. Fucking
that
junky
is
ass.
some straight up junky hours.
Junky asshole. Yeah,
2
dude.
a.m.
Fuck is he doing knocking on my door? Asshole.
And the way you approached it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like you
like,
told him.
Like,
you told him, what did you say? Get out of here.
Yeah, I was like, he was like knocking on the door. I was like, what do you want? And he said something. I couldn't even hear him. I was like, I don't know you, man. Get out of here. And he left.
What if he got mad afterwards? Like,
what'd you say? Good thing I didn't open the door.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking dummy. I wouldn't have opened the door this time, but my apartment complex, they're painting my balcony, so they left a notice right in front of my fucking peephole.
Wow.
So I can't even look out, and I have to keep it there until they're done. I don't know why.
Why don't you just move it up or move it to the side?
It's
as long as it's on the door.
No, the way that it hangs, the little hanger is like right above the peephole.
Wow.
Yeah, so stupid ass design.
Well, you call them and say, not comfortable because people knock at my door at 2 a.m. and you have this thing covering the peephole.
I mean,
It's a liability, man.
It is, yeah, but I'm just waiting until they're done so I can fucking take
You
it
want
down.
me to get killed?
Until the department comes like, do you want me to die? You
I bet
assholes?"
you they would do something.
Maybe.
They'll take care of it.
Maybe.
And then the following year when it's time to renew, your ass is grass.
I know.
You're out of
I
here.
already renewed too, bastards.
They try to get you so early too.
Yeah, dude. I was only living there for 4 months. They already wanted me to renew for next year.
Yeah. I got my renewal like 3 months ago too, and I renew in May. So this was like back in September. Like what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Fucking
They're on crack.
complexes.
All of them are on crack.
What do you think? Are you guys gonna stay here?
Well, in
I'll bleep that out. Tell me what time.
an hour exactly.
Okay, I'm making sure to beat that. I mean, in this house.
In this house, we want to move out after the renewal, but we've been saying that like 2 years into the
Okay.
like after 2 years we're like, yeah, let's move somewhere else. But every time something like I guess our situation, like it'd be a little harder to move. We have a lot of rooms and then a lot of space, and we're like, this is probably the best for now because it's also kind of affordable compared to what's out there, and we'll have a smaller place.
Yeah.
And they won't accept pets. But we want to actually rent a house next year, so we'll see. I still have to do another year since I just renewed, so
yeah,
that's where we're at right now.
Okay,
so hopefully, maybe we'll get a house. But,
sure.
yeah, but just having like a yard or something.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Some people say to buy a house, and all my coworkers have been buying houses left and right. It seems exciting, but it also seems like it kind of would tie you down, almost.
I mean, it definitely does.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, you could always move, but still own the house.
Yeah, but then you gotta rent it out to people, and
it's a bitch.
It's not like you can come by and check what the condition of the house is.
It's just a hassle. I guess you do get some income from that, but
is it
just
really
the
worth
headache
it,
of people calling you saying my sink is broken, things like that.
I know.
I guess there's also like realtor. Like the word realty. Does that exist? I think it does. Realty.
Now you're saying that
it sounds
I'm not
weird.
Sure. It definitely does. Yeah.
But you could have them manage your place. So if you were to get complaints about like the sink or something, it won't go to you. They'll have to go to the realty agency, and they'll take care of it, and then they'll just, whatever negotiations you had with that
send you a bill,
company, they'll send you a bill, but you don't got to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And apparently there's a lot of companies that have insurance for things that's the people do in your house. So if something happens where, they're trying to, let's say they want to sue you, they won't actually sue you. They'll sue the company. They basically are the wall between you and them.
Damn, but still, that sounds like a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with.
I know.
I'd rather just sell the house.
I'd rather just buy a house and live in it.
Honestly, yeah, I would too at this point.
Yeah.
But I gotta find. Never mind. Let's just skip over that part.
Yeah. But that's just something for later. I just know we probably want to rent a house.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes in the future.
Sure.
Yeah. So now we're at 103.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Huevos con Weenies podcast. We appreciate you guys so much. Follow me on my IG and Twitter at _JTheCreator. You can also find that channel podcast on Instagram and Twitter at con Weenies. You can follow PurpleSun at Instagram, PurpleSun_X, and Twitter at IGiveDrugs_. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you latest. Bye.
Hasta luego.